Good evening. We talk a lot about Bigfoot on this channel. That's kind of how this started, was generally a Bigfoot channel. I wanted to share the knowledge and research and things that I've heard over the years and talk about it and force me to research a little better and give these topics a lot of thought and pass it on to you. And over the last couple months, I've been exchanging emails with a lady from Pennsylvania. She lives in a very rural area where it's kind of old farmlands mixed with housing communities, and talking big grass backyard where the deer wander through, lots of birds and streams. And Pennsylvania does have a pretty big history of Bigfoot encounters. All up and down the East Coast does. They also have a history of Dogman encounters. If you recall, a couple months back, we did a Pennsylvania Bigfoot encounter as well, from a young man who was out hunting, encountered one of these things. And Dogman is particularly frightening, and we know way less about it than we do about Bigfoot. Bigfoot, primarily what we know is about behaviorals, observation, that kind of stuff, because obviously we don't have one we're studying. The government might, but that's a whole nother topic. The Dogman is frightening because it appears to be something very unholy, very predator. The reason why wolves are scary to us, but dogs can be scary to us, there's something inherent predator about them, and then to have it watch upright and seems to be very disturbing to us. It seems to be very built into our soul that dogs don't walk upright. They aren't human-esque. Like, that's one of the reasons why Bigfoot is very creepy, is that there's so much of us and them. There's so much human-like traits to them, and people even classify them as a type of people a lot of times. And when we look at the great apes and monkeys and chimpanzees and all that stuff, we associate a lot of them, oh, look, they're doing very human-like behavior. And it's kind of like, almost in some ways, especially with the great ape species, observing like a wild human. But dogs are so separated from us, they're so different from us. And when it comes to wolves, we have this connection, I think, through dogs, through tens of thousands of years. So when it comes to them walking upright, it strikes us as completely unnatural, foreign, strange, and to give it more human-like features with broader shoulders in some cases, and just generally a terrifying look. So I think that's what really plays on the psychological aspect of these things, and I think they are dangerous. I think they are a flesh and blood creature. And I think they should be avoided. I don't think they should be messed with. Not that you should be messing with Bigfoot per se, but if you put out a camera trap, or you leave them some beads, or you have them on your property and you put up some lights, that's one thing. Dogman, I'm not even sure. I think they're capable, very capable of being dangerous. They seem to be engineered through nature, through unnatural means, for whatever, for one purpose, and that seems to be for terror and for death. So like I was saying, before I got off on a tangent, the lady who contacted me wanted me to kind of tell everybody, like I have before, that these things are dangerous. And I don't think you should mess with them, either spiritually or physically. Like I said, she's out of Pennsylvania. Lots of history of Bigfoot and Dogman type cryptid stuff. Kind of the old part of the United States, so to speak. So what she contacted me with was, she finds these strange tracks all over the place. Big tracks. Pennsylvania doesn't really have wolves. I mean, I think they get red wolves, but those don't get nearly as big. And you get these funny, elongated kind of paws and strange tracks that she sent. And then her son saw something, and I'm not clear whether it was a Bigfoot, but she saw something at night, something bigger than his dad. He said a lot bigger than his dad, who's 6'3", and said it had points all over, like the edges of hair kind of napped together, and it looked like it was carrying something. Now, that could be Bigfoot and Dogman type stuff, and she generally gets really creeped out in the backyard. She hears a lot of strange noises, not necessarily hoots and hollers, but strange, like the birds act weird, and she gets creeped out, and she hears strange stuff coming from the bushes and sounds she's never heard before. She's deer come right up to the house and hang out in the yard, and kind of stay in well-lit areas. And there's plenty of deer. I guess there's plenty of livestock nearby in other places. And ponds or a stream nearby with fish in it. So here's another one of the pictures. And she hasn't experienced any Bigfoot type pictures, but she has encountered a lot of these odd dog tracks that a lot of times, by the way, tough lady, she's out in the snow in sandals. Um, but she's encountered a lot of these tracks. Her son saw something weird. They get creeped out. They hear lots of stuff out there in the woods. And generally, I think she's got kind of a hot spot kind of an area. And she may have Bigfoot seasonally passing through. She may have Dogman packs coming through. I've heard they do travel in packs, and they may follow a river or through an area certain times a year, or following the deer like Bigfoot are known to do. So it was all just very fascinating to me that they find these tracks all over the place. Now, maybe it is a wolf. I know there's different types of dogmen. Some quote-unquote dogmen are just nothing but a huge overgrown wolf that still walks on all fours, and other ones are more like what you consider like a werewolf man-like. Some have more of a hyena head. We've talked about it on this channel. There seems to be variation, much like Sasquatch has variations. These pictures are very fascinating. She's a very well-read lady. She's a teacher, very educated, seems very sharp. Her kid, who's been telling the same story, it hasn't embellished or changed any parts of it, which is a very good sign. Yet they keep finding these tracks all over the place. And I was like, when you see a normal dog print, that's one thing. But when you see these dog prints that kind of have the elongated base on them, that's what always throws me off. Because I've spent time in the mountains and I've seen dog tracks, I've seen coyote tracks, I've seen wolf tracks. And when you see these kind of elongated paw type looking ones, I'm not sure if it's back leg and then you're seeing front legs, or juvenile ones, or red wolves or coyotes running with dogmen. I don't know, but just the whole area seems to be really creeped out. The fact that her son saw something, she doesn't feel safe in the backyard a lot of times. And I've had those feelings in the woods where one day you go out in the woods and you feel like you could curl up and take a nap right on the side of the trail. And then other days you feel like something really sinister is going on, and it's quiet, and it's oddly quiet and still. And she gets a lot of that on this property. So I wanted to share these pictures with you folks and see what you guys think. I think it's very fascinating. I think she probably does have dogmen come through there on occasion, or if there's a resident population, I really don't know. But as far as generally keeping these things away, I would say just if you can afford it and you're okay with it, keep porch lights on. Don't leave any dog or cat food out. Bring your pets in at night. If you have chickens and stuff like that, maybe lock them up really good and keep lights around them. And might be worth it. You can find them, $60, $70 sometimes, real cheap trail cameras. Maybe put a few trail cameras out, check them now and then. If you get anything, great. If it keeps the critters away from the IR flashing and everything else, then that's a bonus. Even if it keeps the deer away, or if you get secondary information by other animals going through there, you can have an idea of what's going on. So when people ask me all the time for information on dogmen, or when people say, oh, it's not real, and oh, that's really out of the realm of possibility, I send them over to the North American Dogman Project. Big shout out to these guys. They have a great collection of pictures, possible pictures, tracks, stories, encounters. They're about the closest thing you're going to find to a BFRO when it comes to dogmen. They got a lot of stuff on there. They got some really compelling prints. I've talked about some of their stuff before. I'm on their website all the time, taking a look at stuff. I recommend that you guys go check it out too. I'll leave a link below in the description, but they have some absolute stunning photos. I've talked about these before on the channel, but I wanted to bring them up as there seems to be such a variety of unexplained footprints. Now, just because you have a footprint and someone's seen a dogman in the area doesn't mean that that's a dogman print. But when you find unexplained footprints and people seeing something that doesn't quite add up or isn't a recognized animal, it kind of makes you wonder. You still have to remain scientific, and you get some funny looking three-toed tracks that get found. Then you get ones that, like we showed earlier on this lady's property, that look more like an elongated dog kind of a print. So I think there might be multiple phenomenon, different age groups, different breeds of these things. Now, there's some really out there theories that there's more of natural type overgrown wolves that walk upright to more genetically engineered, either through government or through other things. But that's really getting off into the woods. So I wanted to share these pictures with you. This lady's been very great sending me stuff, and I've just been trying to get around to really read through all her emails and go through everything and purvey the information. thank you very much. If you feel I deserve it, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notification, and give this video a like. This month in July is going to be our 1 year anniversary. I got a couple videos. I'm going to be probably not cranking out as many as I usually have, but I'm going to try to go for quality this month. I got a couple big videos. I'm going to be redoing some older videos that have been kind of bothering me that I think everybody will really enjoy. So stay safe out in the woods, folks. Keep your eyes peeled. Thank you very much.